AI future, what you need to do. Now to future-proof your career. There is one sentence you are going to hear more and more over the next few years. AI will not take your job. Someone using AI will take your job. It sounds dramatic, but it contains an important truth. The real risk is not that an AI system suddenly replaces you completely. The real risk is quieter. It looks like one person doing the work that used to take 3. It looks like a junior employee producing a report in 20 minutes, a salesperson walking into a meeting with better research, a marketer testing 10 campaign ideas before lunch, a lawyer reviewing contracts faster, a finance analyst creating scenarios in minutes, or a developer building a prototype in a day instead of a week. That is the real change. AI is not just replacing jobs, it is changing the speed, cost, and expectations of work. The future will not simply divide people into humans versus machines. It will divide people into those who ignore AI, those who use it casually, and those who redesign how they work around it. This video is for people who want to be in that third group. If you work in finance, legal, sales, marketing, coding, HR, operations, administration, project management, compliance, consulting, or customer service, this is no longer a distant technology story. This is a career strategy story. The first thing to understand is that a job is not one thing. A job is a bundle of tasks. Some tasks require judgment, trust, leadership, experience, relationships, and accountability. But many tasks are repeatable, document-based, research-based, rules-based, text-based, or pattern-based. Those are the tasks AI is coming for first. A lawyer does not just do law. They review contracts, draft clauses, research legislation, summarize risks, prepare advice, negotiate, and make judgment calls. AI can help with drafting, research, summarization, and clause comparison, but that does not make it a lawyer. A finance professional gathers data, cleans spreadsheets, explains variances, produces forecasts, writes commentary, and advises leaders. AI can help with the data, first drafts, and scenario analysis, but it cannot fully understand business politics, board risk appetite, or whether a forecast is credible. A salesperson can use AI to research prospects, draft emails, and prepare call scripts, but AI cannot replace trust, timing, emotional intelligence, or understanding what a customer really needs. So the future is not simply AI replaces jobs. The future is AI eats tasks, then jobs get redesigned. When that happens, the people who survive and thrive move up the value chain. They move from producing basic outputs to owning outcomes. They move from doing routine work to directing intelligent systems. They move from "I can complete this task" to "I can use AI, judgment, domain knowledge, and communication to deliver a better result." That is the career move. It is generating text, code, images, analysis, summaries, plans, presentations, workflows, and increasingly, actions. White-collar work is mostly made of language. Emails, contracts, policies, sales proposals, marketing campaigns, board papers, code, financial commentary, risk reports, and meeting notes are all language. So when AI becomes good at language, it becomes relevant to almost every office job. The next stage is AI agents, systems that can take a goal, break it into steps, use tools, search information, draft outputs, check work, and complete parts of a workflow. Today, you ask AI a question. Tomorrow, you give AI a task. Soon, you may manage several AI agents like a small digital team. One researches, one drafts, one checks, one compares, one prepares the report, and one creates the client pack. That is why the most valuable worker of the future is not simply the person who knows how to type a prompt. It is the person who knows how to design the workflow. Some jobs are more exposed than others. White-collar roles involving research, reporting, coding, communication, analysis, administration, and document production are clearly exposed. That includes legal, finance, sales, marketing, software development, HR, consulting, compliance, procurement, operations, customer service, and management. But exposed does not mean doomed. It means changeable. AI can either replace part of a task or make the human doing that task much more productive. Those are very different outcomes. If your job is mostly routine production and you do not move beyond that, you are at risk. If your job includes judgment, trust, accountability, relationships, leadership, and specialist knowledge, AI can make you stronger. The real risk is not AI versus humans. The real risk is low-value human work versus AI-assisted human work. A person using AI well can often outperform someone more experienced who refuses to adapt. AI compresses experience, reduces the time between idea and output, lowers the cost of experimentation, and gives ordinary people access to capabilities that used to require teams, agencies, analysts, designers, developers, and assistants. Here is the new career rule. Do not just be the person who does the work. Become the person who improves how the work gets done. If you are in finance, do not just produce the monthly report. Redesign how reporting is automated, checked, explained, and turned into decisions. If you are in legal, do not just review contracts. Build the AI-assisted contract review process with risk flags, clause libraries, escalation rules, and human sign-off. If you are in sales, do not just send outreach. Build the AI-enabled pipeline machine that researches accounts, personalizes messaging, tracks objections, and improves conversion. Build the content testing system that turns audience insight into campaigns and scales what works. Use AI to design, test, review, document, and ship software faster and more safely. In legal, AI can summarize documents, compare clauses, draft first versions, extract obligations, identify missing terms, support research, and create plain English summaries for business stakeholders. That means junior legal work becomes faster, but expectations also rise. The way to future-proof a legal career is to move from document production to legal judgment, risk translation, and trusted advice. AI can draft, but you must verify. AI can summarize, but you must know what matters. AI can compare clauses, but you must understand commercial risk. The legal professional of the future knows where AI helps, where it fails, and how to use it safely, especially around confidentiality, privilege, data protection, professional responsibility, and human review. The threat is to people who are only spreadsheet operators, people who move numbers from one system to another and report the past without helping leaders make better decisions. But the opportunity is huge. Businesses need faster forecasting, better scenario planning, earlier risk signals, cleaner data, stronger controls, better capital allocation, and sharper commercial advice. The future-proof finance professional becomes a decision intelligence partner. AI can accelerate the mechanics, but you bring the judgment. In sales, AI can research prospects, summarize company news, analyze LinkedIn profiles, draft emails, prepare discovery questions, suggest objection handling, create account plans, summarize calls, update CRM notes, and generate proposals. But if your sales value is mainly, I can send a lot of emails, that is under threat, because AI will help everyone send a lot of emails. The future of sales is not more volume, it is better relevance. The best salespeople will use AI before, during, and after the conversation, but trust still closes the deal. The future-proof salesperson is an AI-enabled commercial advisor, not a human spam machine. In marketing, AI can write blogs, social posts, ad copy, video scripts, email campaigns, and landing pages. It can analyze reviews, summarize competitors, and test headlines. But that means basic content production becomes cheap, and the internet fills with more average content. So the future-proof marketer is not just someone who can produce content. They understand audience, positioning, distribution, trust, brand, data, experimentation, and conversion. AI can write a campaign, but a human must ask, should this campaign exist? Who is it for? What problem does it solve? What proof do we have? And how will we measure success? In the AI era, average content becomes almost free, but trusted attention becomes more valuable than ever. In coding, AI can write code, explain code, debug code, generate tests, create prototypes, document APIs, and act like a pair programmer. That is powerful, but also risky, because code you do not understand can be insecure, fragile, inefficient, or wrong. AI will not eliminate software developers, but it will change what good software development means. Typing syntax becomes less valuable. Understanding systems becomes more valuable. Boilerplate code becomes less valuable. Architecture, testing, security, code review, product thinking, APIs, databases, cloud, and maintainability become more valuable. The future belongs to developers who use AI as leverage, not as a crutch. And this applies beyond those 5 professions. Administrative assistants, customer service teams, recruiters, HR coordinators, business analysts, project managers, operations analysts, procurement specialists, compliance analysts, consultants, researchers, internal communications teams, and middle managers are all exposed where their work involves repetitive information processing. If your job is mainly collecting, summarizing, formatting, moving, or producing standard information, you need to adapt. The question is, what do you do beyond the first draft? Can you understand stakeholders, spot what is missing, challenge weak assumptions, manage risk, influence decisions, prioritize, and turn information into action? AI can produce more information, but organizations need better decisions, better execution, and better outcomes. A useful model is the 5 levels of AI career maturity. Level 1 is avoidance. AI is overhyped. I do not need it. Level 2 is casual use. Emails, summaries, and brainstorming. Level 3 is productivity use. Regular prompts and workflows that save time every week. Level 4 is workflow redesign. Mapping tasks, building AI-supported processes, templates, checklists, and automations. Level 5 is strategic leverage. Using AI to create new value, improve team productivity, advise leadership, redesign operating models, and become the person others go to when the organization asks, how should we use AI properly? Most people are at level 1 or 2. Your goal is to get to level 4 as quickly as possible, then move towards level 5. So what should you do this week? First, write down everything you do in a normal week. Emails, meetings, reports, research, analysis, presentations, admin, customer calls, data entry, planning, reviewing, and approvals. Then mark each task with one of 3 labels. AI can help now, AI might help later, or human only and high risk. Drafting meeting notes? AI can help now. Writing a first draft of a report? AI can help now. Reviewing confidential legal advice? AI might help, but only with approved tools and proper controls. Making a final decision on a sensitive employee issue? Human judgment required. Second, pick 3 tasks to improve. Do not try to automate your whole job. Pick 3: weekly reporting, client research, meeting notes, sales follow-up, contract summaries, job descriptions, campaign ideas, code review, risk logs, or budget commentary. Then create a repeatable AI workflow for each one using 4 parts: input, prompt, review, and output. What instruction will you give it? How will you check the answer? What final format do you need? Professionals do not just ask AI stuff. Professionals build repeatable quality. Third, measure the time saved. If a task used to take 2 hours and now takes 45 minutes, write that down. If your reports are clearer, save examples. If your sales outreach improves, track it. If your code review catches more issues, document it. This matters because your future CV should not just say, used AI tools. It should say things like, reduced reporting cycle by 40% using AI-assisted analysis and review, built an AI-supported client research process, created reusable prompts for contract summaries, or increased campaign testing speed. That is how you turn AI from a hobby into evidence of value. The skills that matter most are AI literacy, prompting, verification, domain expertise, communication, and judgment. AI literacy means understanding what AI is good at, what it is bad at, and how to use it safely. AI can hallucinate, be biased, sound confident while wrong, and expose data if used carelessly. Prompting is not magic wording. It is clear thinking. A good prompt explains the role, task, context, audience, constraints, output format, and quality standard. Verification is essential because the people who succeed with AI will not be those who believe everything it says. They will be the people who can check sources, test assumptions, spot nonsense, and compare outputs against policy, law, data, or business reality. Domain expertise still matters. Do not abandon your profession to become a generic AI person. The real value is AI plus legal, AI plus finance, AI plus sales, AI plus marketing, AI plus coding, AI plus compliance, and AI plus operations. Communication also becomes more important because AI increases the supply of content, but not the supply of clarity. And judgment is the key human skill. Knowing what matters, when to slow down, when to escalate, and when an answer is technically correct but commercially stupid. Here is a simple 30-day plan. In week 1, audit your work and pick 3 tasks to improve. In week 2, learn 1 general AI assistant and one tool relevant to your profession. In week 3, build prompts, templates, checklists, before and after examples, and start measuring time saved. In week 4, share value. Show your manager a clearer report, your team a better meeting summary process, or a workflow that reduces admin. Do not claim to be an AI expert. Just solve real problems. There is one big warning: do not wait for permission to learn. Of course, if you work with confidential data, regulated information, customer records, legal documents, financial records, or personal data, follow company policy. Do not paste sensitive information into random public tools. But within safe boundaries, you can still learn. Use dummy data, public examples, your own writing, generic workflows, and ethical experiments. Waiting is dangerous because the learning curve compounds. A person who spends 30 minutes a day learning AI for 6 months will have better instincts, better workflows, better judgment, better examples, and better confidence than someone who waits. Also, do not become the person who thinks AI solves everything. That damages credibility. Serious organizations are rightly concerned about data privacy, security, bias, accuracy, intellectual property, auditability, accountability, and regulation. So talk about AI in a balanced way. Do not say AI can replace the whole team, can reduce time spent on first drafts, summarization, classification, and analysis. But we need human review and controls. The future belongs to practical optimists. People who see the opportunity, respect the risk, and move fast without being reckless. And the upside is enormous. That this is not just about avoiding layoffs. AI is also an opportunity of a lifetime. One person can now research a market, build a website, create a product mock-up, write a business plan, generate sales copy, produce videos, analyze customer feedback, build simple apps, create training material, launch a newsletter, start a consulting offer, create a digital product, write a book, or prototype software. Distribution, trust, quality, sales, and consistency are still hard, but the cost of trying has fallen dramatically. If you have expertise, AI helps you package it. If you have ideas, AI helps you test them. If you have ambition, AI gives you leverage. So keep your personal AI system simple. You need a thinking assistant for planning and brainstorming, a writing assistant for emails and reports, a research assistant for gathering and comparing information, a workflow assistant for reducing admin, and a specialist assistant for your profession, whether that is legal research, finance analytics, coding, CRM intelligence, marketing analytics, SEO, or content testing. The point is not to have 50 tools. The point is to have a small number of tools you actually use every week. Remember the human advantage. Humans build trust. Humans understand emotional context. Humans take responsibility. Humans navigate politics. Humans can care, judge, lead, inspire, and decide what should matter. AI can take pressure off those tasks and give us more time for better conversations, better decisions, better creativity, better mentoring, better strategy, better customer understanding, and better leadership. AI is not a passing trend. It is a general-purpose capability moving into the center of white-collar work. It will not affect every job equally, destroy every career, or make humans irrelevant. But it will raise the standard, change employer expectations, reduce the value of routine output, and increase the value of judgment, trust, creativity, domain expertise, communication, and AI-enabled productivity. So the question is not, will AI affect my job? The question is, which parts of my job will AI affect first, and how do I move up the value chain before that happens? AI does not remove the need for skill. It changes which skills matter. The safest person in the room is not the person who refuses to use AI, and it is not the person who blindly trusts AI. The safest person is the one who combines AI with judgment, domain expertise, communication, ethics, business understanding, creativity, and accountability. So start this week. Audit your work. Pick 3 tasks. Build 3 AI workflows. Measure the improvement. Share value. Strengthen your human skills. Become the person who improves the system. Because AI will not simply take your job, but someone who understands AI, uses it well, and delivers better outcomes might. Make sure that person is you. And before you leave, write down one task you do every week that AI could help with. That is where your future-proofing starts. Not next year, not when your company tells you. Now.